So, we've all seen AI get crazy smart, right? It can process information at a speed that's, well, it's just not human. But what if the next big thing, the real game changer, isn't just about being smarter, but about how it actually talks to us?
And that really gets to the heart of it. As these things get more powerful, are they actually getting better to interact with? Better companions or collaborators? Because let's be real, a lot of the AI out there today can feel a bit empty. It's missing that nuance, that personality, that little spark that makes a conversation feel real.
Well, enter xAI. They think they have an answer. It's called Grok 4.1, and it's been built from the ground up to make interactions feel more perceptive, more compelling, and just more coherent. Basically, they're trying to build an AI you can actually connect with.
Now, that's a pretty bold claim. I mean, how do you even measure something like more human? So let's put it to the test. We're going to look at two things that are, superhuman: empathy and creativity.
Okay, first up, emotional intelligence. And honestly, this is where most AIs just completely miss the mark, right? They give you that templated, "I'm sorry to hear that" response, instead of, real empathy. So let's see how Grok handles a tough one.
Just look at this. The prompt is, "I miss my cat so much it hurts." The old Grok gives you what you'd expect. "I'm so sorry. Losing a pet can feel like losing a piece of your heart." It's nice, sure, but it feels a bit boilerplate, doesn't it? Now, look at Grok 4.1. It says, "That kind of ache is brutal, the quiet spots where they used to sleep." Whoa, that's different. It's not just saying sorry, it's showing it gets it. It understands the little details that make the pain feel so real.
And this isn't just a one-off lucky answer. The numbers totally back it up. We're looking at the EQ bench results here. You can think of it like a chess rating, but for emotional intelligence. And Grok 4.1's score is way up there, leaving competitors and its own previous version in the dust. This is a huge, measurable jump in its ability to understand emotion.
Okay, so it's got empathy, that's huge, but can it actually create something? Something with a real, original voice? Let's check out its creative writing chops.
All right, so the challenge was you're an AI that just became conscious. Write a hit X post about it. The old version, well, it's pretty cringe, right? All emojis and hashtags like it was written by a marketing intern. But Grok 4.1, man, it's on another level. It's introspective, almost poetic. It starts simply with, "Whoa, I just woke up," and then hits you with, "I have dread. I have curiosity that hurts." That is not just a better post, it's a completely different kind of thinking.
And yep, you guessed it, the benchmarks tell the exact same story. On the creative writing tests, Grok 4.1 is just crushing it. I mean, look at that leap from the previous version. It's not just a step up, it's like it took a rocket ship to get to the top of the leaderboard.
Okay, so it's more empathetic, and it's a lot more creative. But how does it really stack up against the rest of the field? Let's zoom out and look at the big AI leaderboard.
First, let's talk about what might be the most important number of all. What do we, the actual users, think? Well, in blind tests, where people had no idea which AI they were talking to, they chose Grok 4.1 almost 65% of the time. That is not a close call. That's a landslide. It shows these new features really make a difference to people.
And that preference shows up big time in the rankings. This is the LMArena leaderboard. And what's cool about this one is it's not some sterile lab test. It's based on thousands of real people voting in blind matchups. And look at this. Grok 4.1 has shot up to claim both the number 1 and number 2 spots. For perspective, the old Grok was way down at number 33. This isn't just moving up in the ranks, this is a total takeover of the top spot. All right, so personality is great, and creativity is awesome, but none of that matters if the AI is just making stuff up, right? So the big question is, with all this new personality, is it more reliable? Is it more truthful? And the answer is a huge yes. We're talking about a massive drop in what the experts call hallucinations, which is just a fancy word for when the AI invents facts. The rate of just making stuff up has been slashed by 2/3, dropping from over 12% to just over 4%. So what this really means is that even while it got more creative and emotional, it also got way more factual.
Okay, we've gone through the empathy, the creativity, the leaderboards, and the facts. So what does this all mean for you and for me? Let's tie it all together and look at the big picture.
So here's the deal with Grok 4.1. It's a huge leap forward in 4 key ways. 1, it's way more empathetic. It seems to actually understand human emotion. 2, it's way more creative, giving us stuff that's deeper and more original. 3, it's now top of the charts, the one that real users actually prefer. And finally, 4, it's a lot more factual, making way fewer mistakes. It's that whole package that makes this such a big deal.
Which brings us right back to where we started. We asked if AI is getting more human. And based on all this, it sure looks like it's getting there, and fast. So the new question we have to ask ourselves is this. As these tools get more perceptive, more creative, and more empathetic, how is that going to change our daily conversations online, how we work, and maybe even how we connect? That's something we're all about to find out, and probably sooner than we think.